what the next 72 hours has in store for you. Let's go ahead and jump straight in. Any information that you may be looking for to book a reading with me, I will include below. And if you want to see future readings from me and you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do so. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so Scorpios, what is just the overarching energy for the next 72 hours? What does that look like for them? What does the next 72 hours look like energetically for my Scorpios? All right, so I have the Two of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and also the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So overarching energy, there may be a block in communication with someone where you guys are just not speaking. This could be a business partner where it's like, what the heck is going on? I thought we were working on this project. I thought we were going to complete this thing. This could be block communication with work. There could be things that they're either not updating you on in terms of the schedule or in terms of job changes that they're making, and they're kind of doing it on the fly. And this could be feeling like you're just kind of in the dark about things. This could be a blocked sense of communication with a partner where it's like you're wondering, we were supposed to work on this relationship. I thought we were going to, start looking at ways that we can, recover the relationship, make plans to move in together, get married, bring the family back together, stuff like that. And if it's not block communication, it's trying to understand where your person's mind is at, or where things kind of lie in terms of a decision. You will get answers by the end of this time frame, or at least get a level of clarity, but you could be in a position to where it's like you're waiting for answers to be given to you, or for answers to be quite clear on how to approach a situation here. With the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles here in reverse, you could also be looking at some of the coworkers that you have. There could be somebody at the job who you don't really know what their gripe is, but they seem to have one. It can make you question if you still want to work there, especially if this is like a higher up or somebody who you have to work close beside, and they don't really bring positive energy. For others of you, this is a romantic interest at work. Maybe you dated somebody at work and they could be doing things to kind of assert their dominance with you not speaking to them. Like, you may not speak outside of work anymore, but at work now they're being passive aggressive or giving you a harder time, or making the work environment a lot harder to deal with. Another thing that I'm seeing for the next 72 hours, there's things that you're working on creatively, for some of you financially. There's things that you're working on, and you could be looking at what doesn't work at all. So if this is, let's say, trying to make money from a creative endeavor, you could be realizing that, okay, maybe me working with X, Y, and Z person isn't beneficial because they're not somebody who actually follows through. Or X, Y, and Z is not working because maybe, this doesn't fit well with my schedule, whatever this may be. For others of you, you could be trying to just dedicate more time to what you're working on, especially if you find yourself having other distractions that take you away from like working on your business or working on your creative endeavors. Self-development's also a big thing. Some of you are, paying attention to working out and what you're eating. Now, going into what I see with the advice for this time frame, what does the advice look like for Scorpios for the next 72 hours? So I have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I have the Eight of Wands and also the Knight of Pentacles. So the advice is to be mindful in terms of a scarcity perspective. If your mind is telling you like, oh, it's too much money for me to invest in myself, or it's too much money for me to do X, Y, and Z, of course, consider, whether or not financially it makes sense for you to do certain things, but don't write out certain opportunities or being able to, let's say, afford certain things like moving or getting a new car or whatever it may be. You just may have to be more strategic about it. Another piece of advice is to get out of a scarcity perspective and you don't necessarily want. I think that a lot of you are realizing that I'm kind of getting tired of holding on to environments, to friendships, to relationships that don't resonate with me anymore, and I'm ready to move forward. And some of you have been just excuse me, have been just a bit slower in making these decisions, because it's like, well, I've invested so much time into it. I don't want to feel like I've wasted my time or I've wasted my energy. But it's never a waste of time to redirect your energy to something that fits you in the current moment and where you're going. Because that's what life is, a whole bunch of redirecting and a whole bunch of, growing. Anytime that stops, that pretty much means life is stopped. So the advice is to not feel bad or feel guilty in doing this. Also, aim for consistency instead of rapid growth. That's a big piece of advice for you guys. You could be, thinking that slower progress means no progress, which is not the case at all, especially when it comes to money. It may start off slower in the beginning, but then things start to build up in terms of your savings, or you getting the hang of things. And slow growth equals consistency, and that has to be the focal point. Now, going into love specifically, what does love look like for my Scorpios for the next 72 hours? I have the Judgment in reverse, the Two of Wands, and also the Devil. So with love, there could be certain things that you're deciding that you don't even want to have a conversation about, or don't even want to go there with someone, especially if they're not willing to address certain toxic behaviors, or even cheating or accountability moments. They're just not willing to have them. I think that you could be realizing like, okay, this person is just lacking self-awareness, or they're lacking the ability to like see themselves, or wanting to see themselves. And that may be a problem for you. For others of you with love, there could be someone trying to pop back up that you're not willing to accept back into your life. It's like, been there, done that. We could have this like attachment thing going on. I'm kind of getting tired of falling into that victimhood. For others of you, you could be dating somebody where their ex is trying to come back. Luckily, they could actually be pushing this ex away and not actually entertaining it, but I definitely do see that as well. With the Two of Wands and the Devil card, there may be like a situationship or a connection you have with someone that's more so like on a sexual level, or maybe even lustful in a sense. And you could be deciding, okay, do I continue to deal with this person or not? If I continue to deal with this person, is this going to lead to, me being heartbroken, me being disappointed because this is just not going in the direction that I was expecting, or what? With the Devil card, this could be a Capricorn. It could also possibly be a fire sign. It doesn't have to be any of those signs, but I do see the Devil card here. Now, for my singles, another thing I'm seeing, some of you guys could end up meeting somebody in a new area, or like traveling. You may not be sure though if you actually want to go there, especially if you have been doing a lot of personal work and dating has been maybe a challenge to that in your eyes, like previous to this time frame. So you could have to decide, like, do I want to stay single, or do I want to give this person a chance? This may not be somebody that you just meet like on vacation, or like in a new area. For others of you, it could be somebody who's just different than what you're used to, and you meet them like randomly while you're out, and you may have to make that decision in regards to whether or not you believe that they're different or worth the time. Now, going into career and finance, what does the energy look like for my Scorpios for the next 72 hours? I have the Magician in reverse, the Fool card, and also the Six of Wands. So yeah, you can have some people hating on you, so protect your energy. Protect your energy, protect your energy, protect your energy. There could be certain people that are like really hating on you in a workplace environment, where they could see that you're getting the hours, you're getting the recognition for your hard work, and they're trying to make it seem like you're the kiss A of the group, or out of the employees. Or they could be making it seem like you get favoritism to some degree. For others of you, you could be tired of a higher up manipulating certain things. Like they could manipulate your words or twist your words, or your actions and make it seem like you're trying to do some underhanded stuff, and you could be bringing this to like someone else's attention, like getting kind of tired of it. You could be working on things, and there's certain people who are trying to discredit your ability to make it possible. Like with the Magician card in reverse, there could be family members, friends, where it's like you're telling them your plans and they're telling you that you can't necessarily make it a reality. Be careful of sharing this information, okay? Especially if you know that certain people around you may not be able to even conceive what you're trying to do. Now, what are my Scorpios going to learn overall by the end of June? Or excuse me, not June, but the next 72 hours. I have the Tower card in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse, and also the Queen of Cups. So what you're going to learn is no matter how crazy life may get, or how crazy you may think your foundation has, or crazy, how unstable you may think your foundation may be, whether that's financially, in terms of relationships, whatever this may be, you can always turn it around. The only thing that makes it to where we feel like we can't recover from tower moments, or for moments where we're being asked to pivot, is because we hold the memories of the past stuck in our head, and we try to recreate that past energy or that past situation. And life is constantly changing. I just said this for, I think it was Aries, or it may have been Gemini. But the only constant in life is uncertainty, is the unknown. You know, our brain tries to make it not like that, but everything is pretty much uncertain as we go through this life. So we can't hold on to our past in a way where we feel like we have to constantly go backward, or even trying to rewrite the past in the present, because all that does is all that is us trying to piece back a vase that fell on the ground and broke into many pieces. It's time consuming, it's messy, and all the pieces will never fully fit. And it will never be the same. And if anything, we could probably get a better vase. You know, we may have better vases that come in the future. Not taking away from, you know, our memories from our past and how great they are, but we can make better ones, is the message. Another thing that you're going to learn by the end of this time frame is to take care of your emotional well-being. You're only as good as your emotional health is, because certain decisions that we could make if we're not taking care of our emotional self could be scattered and may not necessarily be grounded. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful. If you did enjoy, definitely thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.